Well, hi Leos, welcome to Universal Guidance Tarot. It's time for your reading. I have shuffled these cards very well. This is a two-part reading. The overall energy of this reading will be the center card in the middle of the first part of the reading. So if you feel compelled, please like and subscribe. Let's get started. What do Leos need to know, Universe? What do Leos need to know? Got a flippy here. What do Leos need to know? Whoop, that was way too much. Any advice would be more than welcome for our Leos. Let's see what we have. So far for Leos. So far there's quite a few swords. More swords. Okay, so we have a few cards left over for the next part of the reading. So the overall energy of this reading, Leos, is the Page of Swords. You're very much on guard. You're paying attention to everything around, what's said, what's done, everything, the actions around you. You're hyper aware. You got your sword up in self-defense. You're not swinging it, but you will if you have to. So you're on guard. Up in your highest energy is the Four of Swords. You've been in this process of healing, very spiritual with the stained glass windows. And it's about meditation, prayer, soul searching. It's about seeking truth and seeking clarity from the universe. These are your two strongest energies in the whole reading. So you're very much on guard. You must be feeling something. You are on guard here too with that Seven of Wands. But you're looking out for yourself. And you really need to know what the full truth is about something. So let me keep reading. Next to the Four of Swords. And you are healing though. You're definitely healing with your sword up. So this meditation probably brought you to the point of putting your sword up. It's like, oh, I'm getting it. I'm getting the truth. I know I'm understanding what's happening here, and I'm becoming hyper aware, and I am protecting myself. I have the Seven of Wands next to the Four of Swords and right above the Page of Swords. So the Seven of Wands, this is blocking, just like it looks. But this can be communication. This can be other people's opinions. You're on guard. It's like, I think you want to make up your own mind. It's like you're going to figure this out on your own. I think everybody's got an opinion here. And these are people who love you. These are people who care about you, care about your well-being. But you're still like, no, I'm going to work this out. I'm going to work it out. And what you decide to do is go forth. Go right to the horse's mouth. You got the Queen of Swords here. This is air, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. That might be strong in your chart or someone else's. All the cards are male or female. And what you're doing here is you have your sword up, okay, in self-protection, and you're speaking your truth, and you're asking for truth. You're asking for the clarity. So you're coming right out with it. This is how you want to deal with it. And I think that's a good way to deal with it because you need to go to where the problem is in order to solve it. That's just personally what I think. And you're going to do it. You have your hand out and you're speaking and you're listening. So I have the Six of Swords under the Four of Swords. So this is going to help you to move forward. So you're absolutely doing the right thing. You are moving forward. The more swords that you pick up of truth and clarity, the further you can get across that lake. You're moving away from rocky waters towards smoother, calmer waters. It's kind of a slow go because you're pushing the boat with a pole. But there's peace and love, and there are very, very good things on the other side of that lake. So you get your truth. You're getting your clarity. You think about how you're going to do it. You seek guidance from the universe on how are you going to approach this situation so that you can move forward. You figure it out, you do it, and you are moving forward. And then on the other side of the Page of Swords, I have the Four of Cups. So this is, you have your hand out, you're asking questions. It's about the love. I think that there's a question about, whether you should be accepting this love or not, these love offers, that this offer that wants to come in. So you're taking your time to think about it, and you are taking the energy to protect yourself from choosing the wrong cup. You see, there's more cups right in front of you. You don't have to pick that one, but do you want to? And I think that's part of this reading. I think it is figuring out if you want to accept this cup of love. Let's keep reading. I have the Two of Swords under the Six of Swords. Yeah, you were kind of not dealing with it because you didn't know quite how to approach this situation. Now, I don't know what exact situation this is. I might get more information in the next part of the reading. But this card tells me that you were protecting your heart by not dealing with it. You had a blindfold on. You're like an ostrich with its head in the sand, hoping that things would just work out. Things don't usually just work out. It usually takes some sort of effort on somebody's part, and you put in the effort. And I think that's what you decide to do. You might have had people saying stuff like, "Oh, don't worry about it. It'll work its way out," or just drop that person. You don't need them in your life, or whatever it is. And you just decide, no, I'm going to handle this my way, and your way is just conversation, communication. Yeah, that is so good. And so you do get your truth and clarity. You're moving forth with it, kind of slowly. And you come out of this place of not dealing with it. So what happens here is what I see is we have a reunion. Now, there's love here. I'm not sure if this is a reunion. Let me make up my mind when I see the rest of the cards. This is either a reunion or just a happy gathering where people are having fun. It might be both, too. You might catch up with whoever offered you that cup. There might have been a separation in time here. And you might be catching up with whoever offered that cup and thinking that you lost them forever or something, and then there they are, and they're at some function. So let me just keep reading. I'm going to decide on that one. I have the Queen of Cups right next to the Three of Cups and right under the Four of Cups. So it is about love here. The Queen of Cups is water, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. The Queen of Cups is trying to peer in those little windows in the only cup in the whole deck that has a lid on it. Inside that cup, there are answers to love questions. That's why she's peeking in there, because you have questions about the love. That's why you don't just grab that cup of love right there. And so you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to, you approach the person about this offer. You want to know what it is they expect for you, or how they see the future, whatever it is that's concerning you. And you're getting your answers. But you're being very careful. Remember, the Page of Swords surrounds the whole reading. Now, there could be you're being careful about this happy reunion, too. I need more cards. Let's take out the second part of this reading. For Leos. Please give me more cards for Leos. Universe. What else do they need to know? For Leos. Oh, okay. What do we have? I think we got more than enough, though. Okay. So Leos, Five of Swords is right next to the Queen of Swords, and there you are. The Queen of Swords has her hand out, and that's exactly what you're doing, is picking up your swords of truth and clarity. But, like I thought that there was a separation here. So now I do know that this is the same person who offered you this cup before, that you are going to have a reunion with. You may not have been separated for too long. The length of time, I do not know. But you're picking up your swords of truth and clarity by all that conversation. And I think the truth and clarity was telling you that they weren't ready to move forward with you at the moment. But they come back in. This is the thing. There was someone attached to them. There was someone or something attached to this other person. So when you're looking back at them, fading away into the distance, there's another energy going with them. Well, I don't think that worked out so well, because they end up coming back. And this is a very happy reunion. But you do have your sword up, for sure. I have the Ace of Swords. Look at all these swords in your reading. I have the Ace of Swords right next to the Five of Swords. There is the truth. There is the clarity. There is what you needed, when you reached your hand out, okay? So it's going to continue about truth and clarity. You're going to continue to seek it and speak it. Right next to the Emperor, yeah. You're gonna be very stubborn about what you want from life, about what you don't want from life. You're gonna be you're not gonna you've made up your mind. You know what you want, you know what you don't want. And so the Emperor is it's really hard to change the Emperor's mind once it's made up. And I feel like you've got to this point in your life where you know what you want. Like I said, you're sitting on a granite throne. And the truth is what you want. The truth and the clarity before you can get up and move forward with someone. So you seek it and you get it. You're very well liked and respected by others. And you might be a leader in your profession with this card. So good. You're just kind of, sticking to your guns here. I have the Page of Cups right under the Five of Swords and next to the Four of Cups. So this is what you felt like you were getting out of this relationship that you're going to have a reunion with, is a half-filled cup of love because there's a fish in it. So Pisces might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. But this is a very young, immature love, and this is what I feel like you were getting. You were just getting a half-hearted, love. And when they come back and offer this cup, I think you figure out that they're not in it all the way. And so there's a separation. You can see them walking away here. You looking back at them with your truth and clarity about this relationship. But they come back. I have the Six of Wands next to the Page of Cups and under the Ace of Swords. Yeah, they do come back. This is a card for success in love. Now, all those wands coming up in the background are probably the same wands that are over here in the Seven of Wands that you're like blocking. No, I'll handle this my way. I'll do it my way. They are celebrating your success in love. So this wreath here can be a wreath of engagement. So I feel like you're going to become a couple after this reunion. Maybe they take time and they think about it. Maybe it's been so long they've actually grown up, or changed in some way. Maybe they're really sincere now about moving forward in this relationship where they aren't taking it for granted any longer. You were carrying a burden about this. This is under the Emperor. I have the Ten of Wands. And so this burden, there's no 11. So you're getting ready to drop those wands. It's right next to the Six of Wands. You're getting ready to drop them and just let them go. And so the burden of this relationship is about to end that you've been carrying. Because I think it feels like you're like, okay, you had to let them go. You didn't want to let them go, but, both parties have to be in this all the way. And you felt like you had no choice. I have the Five of Cups right under the Page of Cups and next to the Queen of Cups. This is what I call the card of hope. So you're looking very disappointed in figuring out that all they had was a Page of Cups for you, okay, through all that truth and clarity. And you're trying to figure out how can they only have a Page of Cups for you when you are fully into it with them. But, you do what you have to do. You're very disappointed. You're very disillusioned about love. It's like they kicked your cups over. But there's two full cups right behind this figure. And in turning around, you will see the hope and love. And the hope and love is over here in this reunion. You're disappointed, so you walked away. You're like, well, okay, well, that kind of answers things for me. I guess I got to move on, And then later down the road, they show back up. And, this is right next to the Two of Cups. This is a soulmate. This is best friends with love. Okay, so you didn't only lose a love partner, you lost a best friend. But it just wasn't moving forward. You just didn't feel like you had a choice in the matter. You might have stayed friends, though. You may have with this card here. But as far as lovers, no. Not until after you reconnect. Because they didn't have to offer what you needed in the relationship. And you're holding out for it. So over here, the two extra cards, the Five of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. This is confusion, stress, and anxiety. that you felt in this relationship, and also all the waiting for this relationship to come to fruition, to actually take this next step forward. Girlfriend, you go out, you become girlfriend, boyfriend, or boyfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend. And then you go to the next step, and promise ring or engagement ring, and it just wasn't the bush budded, but it didn't never blossomed. Well, those energies were a burden to you, and but you became good friends, I think, through this whole process. And so when you reconnect with this person, I think it's a very happy reconnection. And I also feel like they've grown, because I have the Six of Wands up here, and I feel like you're going to start over and slowly move to the other side of that lake with this person that you once turned down because they just didn't have the love that that you need to move forward. I'm taking out an angel card, and then I will take out a Abraham card, the law of attraction card. So let's see what your guardian angels and spirit guides, what message they have for you. May or not have to do with this reading. We will see. There's a message in here for you, Leos. Find out what it is. This might be something you need to hear. We'll find out. We're Leos. Okay, so I'm going to cut right there. Okay, Leos. The 9 of Action. I'm going to read it to you. You can pause and read this anytime you want. So the 9 of Action. You've worked hard to create the things you cherish in your life, such as beloved relationships, amazing accomplishments, and hearth and home. Rest assured that all these treasures and you are being constantly protected by your angels. In return, Mother Earth, the animals, and the environment need your protection. Wow. So give back. The guardian angels and spirit guides have been guarding you, helping you, protecting you. And what this card is asking you to do is to give back. Okay? Now, the law of attraction. Yeah. Abraham, who speaks through Esther Hicks. It's a group of entities from the universe that were asked questions, and we're going to find out what we need to let you know. From Abraham. One more shuffle. Okay. Up a bit. Okay. Cut these for Leos. And here we go. I am a magnet attracting unto myself. So on the other side of this card is the message from Abraham. And you can pause and read it, but I'm going to read it to you. Without exception, what you give thought to, wanted or unwanted, you begin to invite into your experience. See yourself as a magnet attracting unto you the essence of whatever you are thinking and feeling. For example, if you feel poor, you cannot attract prosperity. It defies the law. So, if you start to think negative thoughts, you start to think that you're poor and you're always going to be poor, you will always be poor. Start to think positive thoughts. Start to appreciate the things that you do have. You're rich in some areas. I know you are. Everybody's rich in some area in their life. And just start thinking the positive thoughts. Imagine yourself as being whatever it is that you want to manifest. Think of it in a positive way, and it will manifest. Not overnight, because time is a buffer. If we manifested overnight, we would be correcting our mistakes every day. So it's what you put your mind to the most that you manifest. So this is your reading, Leos. Thank you for watching Universal Guidance Tarot.